Hi, everybody. Dan Ullman, Mike Beer, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Thursday, June the 8th, race number 8 at beautiful Belmont Park, 7 furlongs on the turf. It's the Grade 3 Intercontinental Stakes for fillies and mares. Our stakes coverage presented by TVG. Let's take a look at this field. Interesting race for older turf sprinters, Mike Beer. We've got the number 5 Mississippi Delta, who, as you see, is 7-2 on the morning line, cutting back in distance, dropping in class. I know you like her at this 7 furlong trip.
I do like her quite a bit going shorter than I do going longer. I mean, she ran fine in her last couple of races in spots where she probably just couldn't win. Those horses too good for her. But otherwise, her form's pretty good. I like her going shorter. They cut her back into this race last year. I don't think she was going to win that day, Dan, but boy, that trip didn't really work out for her. She got caught in a lot of traffic in this stretch. She actually ran pretty well in that race.
There wasn't a lot of pace on display in that race either. It really didn't work to suit. Mississippi Delta, though, drops in class. Buyers going the right way. Drops in distance. She's a main contender to be sure. Remember to head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download free Formulator past performances. Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for the Intercontinental. We're not expecting a fast pace up front. And the number 8 Port McGee, who just went gate to wire in the license fee stakes, she's lightly raced, she's versatile, she's got upside, and she might be a fair price.
Yeah, all those things I guess are true. She has to go 7 for the first time here. We'll see if that affects her. If the pace projector's right and she just gets loose on the lead in this race, that'll make 2 races in a row where she just got loose on the lead. And listen, I'm not going to take too much away from her win in the license fee last time, but I mean, come on, man. She got right to the lead in there. Nobody went with her. She fairly walked on the lead. It was a nice effort for her and a nice step forward, but I'm not expecting her just to get loose on the lead and wire this field.
The pace projector has the one Lady Velour shipping in from Northern California close to the pace. I'm not sure I agree with that. She was up close in a middle distance race most recently where she scored at 4-5 at Golden Gate. I think at this sharper trip she's going to be further back.
Yeah, I think that's probably true as well. I don't know that she's going to be all the way at the back of the pack, but I doubt she's going to be right up there either. You know, we'll see how she classes up, Dan. I think some of her races are fine. I think I have a tougher time with those Southern California turf horses because that division just doesn't seem strong out there. But she's run fine in a couple of spots.
Morning line favorite, no surprise, Chad Brown's got a major contender here in the number 9, Take These Chains. She is undefeated from 3 lifetime starts. She returned from a lengthy layoff to make her 4-year-old debut over this course and distance on April the 28th, and it doesn't get much easier than that.
Right, and that's 3 times in a row where you could say the same thing. I mean, their first 2 career starts last year, you know, they didn't get the big figures or anything, but you don't win races much easier than she won those 2 races. Then she came right back off that layoff last time. They bet her like they knew she was ready to run. She was ready to run, and she just stormed down the outside and was way better than those horses. I mean, I can't argue with her being the favorite in here. And to me, she's just way the horse to beat.
But she's going to get a class quiz for the first time. She was geared down the last furlong and a half or so last time out. Does the lack of pace worry you with a horse like the 9, Take These Chains, a horse that's been sort of a mid-pack performer throughout her short career?
I'm not going to worry about it with her right now because she's found a way in all 3 of her starts to just get herself into contention by the time they get to the stretch, and she really finishes.
Rapid Rhythm, the number 3, had a 3-race win streak snapped last time out in the Giants Causeway, a race in which, as usual, she was out-sprinted early. Yeah. She came with a little bit of a run in a race where nobody's fault. The runner-up came back to win a stake at Churchill Downs with a 93 Beyer speed figure. When you see that Timeform US pace projector, it doesn't bode well for Rapid Rhythm.
It doesn't. The other thing that I think you would worry about with her is all 7 of her turf wins are 5.5 furlong races. Now she's going to go 7. I wonder if her kick is going to be quite the same at 7 as it is going shorter. She's won at 7 on synthetic, so she can do it, but I just wonder if she's going to be as effective over this distance.
Tell us about Chad's other runner, the number 7, Conquest Baba Yaga. She has won her last 3 races. She is undefeated on turf. She overcame a bad start to win at Keeneland last time out, although the pace might have helped her out as well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she didn't get off to a great start in there, but otherwise, that trip really worked out for her. I mean, I thought that she ran fine in here. Obviously, she's 2 for 2 for Chad. She's improved a little bit. I think she has to improve again in this race.
The number 2, Joe des Animaux, has Beyer speed figures that indicate she can step with some of them, or at least one.
Yeah.
That 97 Beyer 3 starts back over a good turf course at Gulfstream. Perhaps her best asset is her tactical speed, and I think John Velasquez will have her in a nice spot tracking the moderate pace.
Yeah, probably a good trip coming for this horse, which I guess gives her a look in this race. I want to like her more than I do, Dan. I really liked her races when Chad got her I guess it was in 2015 now, when she made 4 starts for, she had 5 starts, one of them where she dumped her rider, but the 4 races she ran for Chad on Turf, I thought she was good in all of them and was really looking forward to see what she would have done last year. They made a couple trainer changes with her. I don't necessarily think she's improved since then, but she's got a racer too that would give her a look. I'm going to use her, but mostly underneath.
Do you think the 6th perfect pick could be forward? And even if she can be, is she good enough?
Yeah, I think she can be forward. I don't think she's good enough.
And outsider art, it's been a long time. It looked like she was going to start out and be a nice source, multiple graded stakes placed from her first 4 races, but she hasn't won now in close to 2 years.
It's been a long time since she sort of lost me too, because I was on her in the beginning.
Let's take a look at your top selection in this race. We've already mentioned mine. This is a very nice horse at 8-1 on the morning line. The number 4 Fairpoint certainly is appealing. This is a mare that's been first or second in 12 of 15 lifetime starts, and last time out she was at the mercy of a layoff and a very slow pace.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know really what kind of fair chance she had last time. Port McGee got right to the lead in there and just never gave them a chance on a pretty soft pace. And I just like the fact that Fairpoint, being off the layup, as you mentioned, just held her position the entire way. She never lost any ground through the stretch. I thought it was a perfect comeback race for her. If she can run something like the Ken Matty that she ran at the end of last year when they sent her down the hill at San Diego, if she can run a race like that, I think she can beat this field. Is she really going to be 8-1? If she's 8-1, I'm in.
I can't imagine her being, more than 5 in this spot. And even then, you could argue that that's a very good price considering her overall class. My question to you is, she won the Ken Matty. They were going down the hill 42 and change, and it really worked to her favor. Can she be close to moderate fractions and still maintain her kick?
I think she can. They ran her at this distance on this turf course twice last year. She was up close both times. Now, she didn't win either of those races. Or she won one of those races, and the one that she didn't win was against Roca Rojo, but she ran really well, I thought, both times, getting a forward position. I think she will get forward in this race, and I think she'll get the 7.
You're going 4, 9, 5, and 2 in here. I'm going to go with Take These Chains, just so visually impressive in her first 3 starts. It just doesn't appear that the value's going to be there as she steps up in class. But boy, she's done nothing wrong and looks like another very exciting prospect for Chad. 9, 5, 8, and 7 for me in the Grade 3 Intercontinental Stakes. It's race number 8 on Thursday at Belmont, and it has an approximate post of 5:48 Eastern. Good luck.